Hi everyone, it's Peg, and the other day someone had asked me what sort of book I was working in, so I was going to show you that I work in several different kinds. Today I just have this cheap mixed media Canson book. I've done a number of pages in this book for this particular challenge. I'm not sure where they are right now, but they're in here. Uh, yeah. They're in here somewhere. Trust me. Oh, there's one I did the other day. Okay, so I switch back and forth because when things are wet, I set these kinds of things aside to dry, and you need to give your page time to cure. So I have about 5 journals there behind me that I'm working out of, and I'm liking this. I think this is 9 by 12. Yeah, 9 by 12 size. And I think that's similar when you're working on the Diane Reevely book. I think that also is close to a 9 by 12. So um, just to give you a little bit of a background about how I go about this. Now, I'm getting towards the back of the book, so I'm thinking I need to clamp this because my pages are getting rounded, and it's hard to keep it down flat while I'm working. So let's see, do I have another clamp? Somewhere I do. That's holding up a wire. Let me get another bulldog here and clip this end down if I can. Don't know if I can get beyond that plastic. May not be able to. It's in quite a ways. All right, I'll just deal with it as it is. So first thing I want to do is gesso my page, and anytime I'm working with acrylics, you're going to see me doing this sort of thing. You can use a brush, you can use a credit card, you can use, just about anything, a palette knife to get that down on your page. And it helps if I have wet my brush first, because then your bristles aren't going crazy on you. I use this one for glue and everything, so it's kind of stiff. This is a very utility type brush. And before I start that, I usually like to tape off that spine, just because I don't want all of that goop down in those coils. So this is just painter's tape, and I'm taping off my spine with the painter's tape. And, for those of you that have been journaling for a long time, go ahead and skip past this stuff. I've kind of missed a lot of the rudimentary stuff on my earlier videos because I'd been traveling and I was busy, and I just wanted to get my pages done and sped up. So, today is a day where I'm going to take the time, because now we're going into the holidays and it's going to be crazy busy again. So I'm not going to have time for a lot of explanation. But if you want to learn more, we have a couple of groups. One is the Pick a Stick Challenge, and that's a monthly challenge on Facebook. And we also have Art Joyous Sharing on Facebook. And, these are just helpful communities where we share our art and talk about, the things that we're facing, the challenges, the products, what we like, what we don't like, things that are going on in the community, that sort of thing. And this particular challenge is a challenge that was sponsored by the Art Joyous Sharing group. This is a list of prompts, and what we do is we put the prompts out, and you can use the hashtag on any social media. So today is, let's see, today is prompt 20, which is phone. And I have an idea for that, and that's why I'm gessoing my page. Not doing a really super bang up job of it though. Want to get a coat down here. And I will have to take that clamp off to get the corner. So maybe that isn't the best of ideas. I don't know. I'm going to grab a gift card or hotel key or whatever you've got. Here's a pretty dirty gift card. And what I'm going to do with that is I like to use that just to smooth my gesso out on the page. You know, you don't need a real heavy coat of gesso. You just need to coat the paper, and that's all I'm trying to do is get a coating down here for a surface that I can paint on. So I'm just going to scrape that back, get a nice smooth surface, get everything covered well. And that's the basics of my gessoing. You know, it doesn't have to be anything difficult. And then I am going to dry my page, and I'll be back. Okay, so now I have this mostly dry, and I'm going to, this is just a paint palette, and I'm going to put that down on my page, and I have a China marker, and I'm going to use that to mark my page, because what I want is a circle. And that does that very nicely. And now I want a brush, clean brush, because I'm going back to my white gesso, and I'm going to paint out that circle. So I'm going to speed things up just a tad. Watching paint dry is kind of boring, and you've all seen me put some paint on a page before. So just finishing out that circle, and then I'm going to dry and grab some white pigment ink, and I have this stamp that I'm using to create kind of a cloudy image in the background. And you may have noticed that this is now going to become a moon. So just adding some gray for the craters and things on the top of the moon, and then I'm going to put some shading in around the edge. I'm using the Faber-Castell Pitt Artist Pen Big Brush. This is a blue called, use this one. This one is Sky Blue. And just blending it out with my finger. And now I am using some DecoArt paint, and I'm painting the silhouette against the moon. And you may have guessed by now that the image is going to be from a famous movie, which is called E.T., and it's Phone Home E.T., right? This was one, and probably still is, one of my family's favorites. And so it was very appropriate when I saw the word phone that the first thing I thought of was E.T. and Phone Home.
So I hope you enjoy my rendition of phone for this particular prompt. And I hope you go over and watch Shell. She has also been creating a video for you each day, and check out the hashtag because there are a number of people who have been creating, and it may not always be on YouTube, sometimes it's on Instagram or elsewhere. So if you just search that hashtag, um, you're going to find some art that's very interesting. So I'm going to speed things along. We're getting towards the end of this particular page, and we'll be back again tomorrow. And thanks for stopping by.